ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now, I understand all of y'all love my 6'11" ISO build, and I get it. I love it too. But I have two other builds that I have to showcase to you all, ladies and gentlemen. And in today's video, I have a build versus build video, my 6'8" versus my 6'7". And in the comments of this video, ladies and gentlemen, please let me know which one you think is the better build. Now, I got 4 games for y'all, 2 with my 6'8" and 2 with my 6'7". And we're gonna start off with my 6'8". And as you can see, it's quick games to 11. You know, that's what it was in the theater this week. So I figured this was the perfect opportunity to bring y'all this type of video. Now, there are some differences in my 2 different builds. All right, now with my 6'8" that you're looking at right here, I have a minimum wingspan. So I have a 6'8" wingspan, which allows me to have a 92 3 ball. All right, my mid-range is somewhere like an 88 or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but I also have an 89 driving dunk. I have maxed out dribbling, maxed out speed with ball. I have an 80 speed with ball, so you know I'm pretty fast on that. This was before I actually realized that all I needed was a 75. See, this was my day 1 build at the very beginning of 2K26, ladies and gentlemen. This was my day 1 build. All right, so you know we really didn't know all of the cheese that you know it exists now in the game. So this was just day 1. You feel me? So continuing on with the build, I have a 92 perimeter defense. I have like a 74 interior. I don't care about steals, but I got a maxed out 80 block on this build. I also have maxed out physicals except for strength, because I really didn't care about strength at the beginning of, you know, the beginning of 2K26. It wouldn't be until I made my 6'11" that I would actually see how really good strength is. But far as this being an ISO build, you know, it's pretty good. I like it. You feel me? But this is game number 1 on my 6'8". So let's go into game number 1 of my 6'7". Now my 6'7" is very different from my 6'8". All right, my 6'7" has a maxed out perimeter defense of 99. All right, so I get all of the defensive badges on Hall of Fame. Do I need, or should I say, do you need 99 perimeter defense? I'm gonna let you know, nah, you don't. you don't. 99 perimeter defense is kind of overkill, to be honest with you. You really don't need it because defense isn't the best this year. Is really not. But that doesn't mean that you still can't play good defense. You can play good defense. You feel me? And I know he just shot a 3 right there, you know, contested or whatever, but that's because I wasn't in position. So just don't mind that. You feel me? But I'm not gonna say that defense is extremely horrible. It's bad at times. Don't get me wrong. It's bad at times. But if you know how to stay in front of the person, if you have good ratings as far as your interior, you can get away with certain things. Now, do you need 99 perimeter defense? Once again, nah, not in my opinion, you don't. But if you have like at least an 85, I would say at least an 85, you can still play pretty good defense. But the reason why I went 99 perimeter is because I wanted to see how good the Hall of Fame badges were. Not the Hall of Fame, excuse me, the legend defensive badges were. And I must say they're pretty good, but you know, defense is kind of slacking. Also on this 6'7", ladies and gentlemen, I have an 85 3 ball, but I also have an 89 driving dunk, maxed out dribbling and all that other good stuff, and also maxed out my block rating. Oh yeah, look at that, just clowning myself, just losing the ball, just doing too much. I'm just doing too much. It's all right. Is he here? Yeah, okay, there he is. But anyway, I really like my 6'7", ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I prefer my 6'7", you know, over my 6'8". Now, I say that because, you know, I mostly play ones, but when I play, you know, with the homies in, you know, our crew, the Kingdom crew, shout out to King Banaka, shout out to the Ghost Blade 318, and shout out to the big homie Rob. You know, whenever we hoop together, I'm gonna bring out my 6'8" because that's the all purpose. But this 6'7" was purely made for the 1v1. You know, I get a whole bunch of dubs on this build, even though I haven't played on it in about a month. You know, I've been playing on my 6'11". You know, I don't know, man. Me making that build is just perfect. And not to say that my 6'7" or my 6'8" aren't great builds. They are. You know, it's just, I don't know, man. The 6'11" is just dominant. But this is not the video we're going to discuss the 6'11". We talking about my 6'8" versus my 6'7", and if you're gonna ask me, ladies and gentlemen, my 6'7" is better than my 6'8", but this is not for me to decide. So once again, let me know down in the comments, which one do you all prefer? Because, you know, I love certain things about the build, but based upon the gameplay that you've been seeing or that you're watching right now, which one do you feel is better, ladies and gentlemen? So just let me know, because I really want to engage with my audience to see what exactly you all want to see. Aside from my 6'11", you all have made that clear that you love that. Okay, I know y'all love it, but I can't just bring y'all that build every single week. You feel me? But look at what I'm doing to these unsuspecting victims. They just don't know, man. You know, and that's the crazy thing about skill-based matchmaking this year. You just don't never know who you're going to be matched up against. And when I drop people off, man, because it's like I don't do the type of, you know, meta dribbling that a lot of other people do. So when they play against me, they don't really know what to expect, because I don't do some of the same stuff. Like I don't do the KD go-to. You know, I don't do that. I might give you Alonzo every now and then. You know, I might give you Alonzo. I know how to do the KD into the Lonzo. That's easy. Who don't know how to do that by now? You know, but I'm not going to do that every single time, man. I'm constantly switching out my dribble moves. I'm constantly finding new combinations to do, you know, and I low-key miss when we could do the spin back. Who remember the spin back from 2K23, man, and 24? Yeah, well, actually, we're really in 24, but who remember the spin back from 2K23, man? Oh man, those were some great days. But we here though, you feel me? So I'm not gonna complain too much. And also, if you want to learn how to do any of the combinations that I'm doing in this video, I have a dribble tutorial on the channel. Also, I'm still working on the tall guards, like the extreme tall guards. I'm talking about 6'10" and up dribble tutorial for y'all, because y'all said y'all did want that as well. And also the stage gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. So just hang on, hold tight. You know what I'm saying? The videos are coming. I'm only one man, your boy working 2 jobs, you feel me? But I appreciate all of the new subscribers that we got on the channel, man. Y'all blew that last video up. It's still doing numbers right now, man, and I'm eternally grateful. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the last game of the build versus build video. This is the second game of my 6'7", you feel me? And this guy, I'm just not even gonna sugarcoat it. He's not a match. I think he was like a 6'4", maybe he was shorter than that. I don't know, but he's just not gonna be able to guard me. I'm sorry. It just is what it is, man. Some things just are what they are. Look at what I'm doing in his face. Learn to like it, man. Learn to live with it. They say diamonds are forever, and so is your boy Black Raiden, man. And I do what I gotta do when I can do it. And look at me doing whatever I want to do in his eye. What color was that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Say it with me. Green. What other color would it be? Get it out the bottom of the net. You never know where your boy is going. You feel me? Now, he is going to score. All right, he is going to score. Because like I tell y'all every video, sometimes 2K makes me do things like that. That was supposed to be a meter dunk, and the meter didn't even come up, and it drugged me into a step back. I don't know, man. It just makes me wonder, does 2K ever just play test their game before they drop it? Which we all know they don't. You know what I'm saying? We all know that they don't. But what are we going to do? They're the only basketball game on the market. You know, they're the only basketball game. So we just do what we got to do. We deal what we got to deal with, and that's not going to fly, buddy. Nah, that's not going to fly. I'm just going to go ahead and score again because you're reaching too much. Yeah, you reaching too much, brother. And once again, there's no hate and no shade. Anybody that appears in any of my videos, man, I'm not trying to say that, you know, you were just lacking in skills. I mean, even though you were, there's no hate, man. This does not come from malicious, you know, place or anything like that. Some of us got it, some of us don't. And yeah, he broke me right there. I ain't gonna even front like he did. And he broke me right there. But you got to get out of this game with a dub, and that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Get up off the ground, sir. Get up off the ground. Do you think they give me any type of sympathy when they knock me down to the ground? Nope, not at all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. And once again, if you want to see how I made both of these videos, click on these videos right here on your screen. And listen, y'all be cool. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.